Now to our discussion in Rivers State. Some supporters loyal to Minister of the FCT Nyesom Wike are demanding that police maintains barricade of local government secretariats across the state. The protesters are supporting the police decision for both parties in the dispute to wait for the outcome of the case in court. While organized labor, which had earlier called off their protest over security concerns, wants the police to vacate the secretariat and give workers access. We have details in this report.
Protesters marched from Azikiwe Road to Port Harcourt City Local Government Secretariat, but fierce-looking police officers prevented them from reaching the gate. For them, the police took the right decision to bar all access to the complex until the Court of Appeal gives its verdict on whether the elected chairman should continue in office.
They had asked us to stay clear from the council premises. We are staying clear, and they shouldn't allow any other person to gain entrance there. If not, we are resolute, we are also going to gain entrance there. And you know that won't be nice for all of us. So that's our message to them. They should keep to their word. They have said everybody should stay clear from the council premises. They should keep to their word.
Police is there to make us to have peace and to secure our properties also. So we want them to stay. We the women have come to say that police should stay until court decides otherwise.
The crowd also gathered in Obiakpo local government area to call on the police not to bow to pressure to vacate the council.
We are supporting what the police is doing. The matters are already in court. Why the desperation? Why not to wait until the court of competent jurisdiction takes its position? Where are you hurrying to? Taking actions that will likely destroy lives and properties? We are saying no to that.
A similar protest also held in Asari Toru local government area.
I came here with the good people of Asaga. You see the peaceful protest. You can see here nobody is fighting, nobody. We just dropped a letter to the commission, through the DPO to the commissioner to the IG. That's what we do. And from here now, why people will go back to their various houses.
Akukutoru local government area was not left out in the demand for police to keep the council secretariat under lock and key. Top political leaders also led the protest in Emoha local government area. The wave of demonstrations swept across the 23 local government areas, even though organized labor called off their counter-protest due to security concerns. Labor's demands have not changed. They want the police to end the barricade of the secretariats and give staff access to continue with their legitimate duties.
Now, Publicity Secretary of the APC Caretaker Committee in Rivers State, Chibike Ikenga, joins me on the program. Good to have you join us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's begin with the protest that held in different parts of Rivers State earlier today. Well, they are calling on police to actually maintain barricades at the local government secretariat. Are you in support of those who protested today?
Well, I would say yes, because it was peaceful or true, because it did not damage anything. It was a peaceful protest, and it was clearly a response to the planned protest of the compromised NLC, TUC, and Nolge in Rivers State.
When you say compromise, do you have any evidence to back that up?
Clearly, it is also public knowledge that Nolge made nominations to the illegal caretaker committee constituted by the governor a few days ago across the 21 local government areas, wherein Nolge staff and members of their union were copiously announced as members of the caretaker committees across the state, which shows that they are partisan, they have compromised, and that is our stand.
But do you realize that that protest could have actually turned violent?
No, it was a response because Nolge, through or in collaboration with NLC and TUC, did make promises, threats, that they were going to stop the police from barricading the council. And what is police doing there? Police is trying to maintain law and order. You'd recall that last week, people were killed, a lot of people were maimed, which gave rise to the directive of the Inspector General of Police to maintain law and order by asking the belligerents to stay off the council secretariats. That had continued, and in the councils, we had had relative peace across the secretariats until the compromised NLC, TUC, Nolge in Rivers State now threatened to go and protest to ask police to leave the council premises so they could have access to it. They are compromised, they are partisan, they belong to the group that support the governor and everything that he does. So it was on the basis of that, that those who disagree with them said they were going to protest in support of police maintenance of law and order to guarantee tranquility and peace. Within the period, they are awaiting a decision one way or the other from the courts.
I hear you, Mr. Ikenga, but also on Sunday, we know that organized labor actually addressed the press and they spoke about the fact that that protest was being suspended for security reasons. Let's look at, this matter from another angle. What do you think about people who are accusing the police in Rivers State of being one-sided?
Well, I don't know who is accusing police of being one-sided. What I know is that police have been fairly neutral. They have not arrested anybody from either of the sides. The police had ensured that none of the sides had access to the secretariat. So if the police continues to do so, nobody will accuse police of being one-sided. That is a fact.
And we know that the local government chairman, or call them former local government chairman now, insists that they are in office and there is they have something to support their stay there. But don't you think it's okay, really, to call them former local government chairman, considering the law only made provision for 3 years, which has now elapsed on the 17th of June?
Also take note that there's another law which extended their tenure, which is subject of litigation. So everyone is awaiting the decision of a superior court to this effect. So whichever way they take the decision, a decision will be made. And once that decision is made, alignments will begin to take place.
All right, Mr. Ikenga, we'll be back with you in a moment. We need to take a break now. And after that break, the conversation would continue. Please stay with us on the program. Thank you so much for staying with us on the program. Beyond 100 days, I've been speaking with Publicity Secretary of the APC Caretaker Committee in Rivers State, Chibuike Ikenga. All right, talking about the situation in Rivers State, we expect the appeal court, to announce its decision on the 4th of July. And, of course, there have been calls for all parties to maintain status quo until that announcement is made. What do you make of what is going on and how the different parties are reacting to this at this time?
Yeah. I think that it's unfortunate, rather unfortunate that after the court had said that status quo be maintained, the governor was impatient. He took decisions that tampered with the rest. That's why you have all this round of, another round of this crisis we have in Rivers State. Had the governor hearkened to that decision, that order made by Court of Appeal, he would not have gone ahead to announce that the tenure of the local government chairman had expired. Had the governor also respected the position of the Court of Appeal, the governor would not have gone ahead to announce a caretaker committee, which is part of what is before the court. So these are the problems you have seen. And then the compromised TUC, NLC, and Nolge in Rivers State, the governor has also compromised them and wanted to use them to start another round of crisis that led to the response you see from the other group in support of the police. So we believe that every team, every group should maintain the status quo, allowing the Court of Appeal to take decision, and finally it will end at the Supreme Court. So we must respect the rule of law. And if we believe that it was through rule of law, through constitutionalism, that we occupy the offices that we do occupy today, we must respect the position of the law and not take laws onto our own hands, like the governor and his team and his party, the PDP in Rivers State, is doing. This crisis, I can tell you, I'm not a supporter of the governor, but as governor of a state, you must be fair to all concerned, whether people are in your party, whether people who support you or not. You are the governor of the entire state, of those who are against you, those who are in support of you, but you must take decisions according to your oath of office and oath of allegiance. First, you must respect the Constitution, and then you must be fair to all concerned at all times. But the governor does not want to adhere to these prescriptions, and that's why we have crisis. And you know that the essence of constitutionalism is to try to check conflicts. And if you do not respect those provisions made by the Constitution that will check these conflicts, that's why they are frustrated in Rivers State. And the governor, being the henchman here, is partisan. He's interested in dividing the state according to two groups, the they and the we. And that will not help to foster peace.
Mr. Ikenga, that is an allegation. That is an allegation that, you know, I would like you to mention if it has any evidence, really.
Yes, I do. The evidences include one, that the governor came on air to announce that he has proscribed a state assembly. He doesn't have such powers. The governor has gone ahead again to proscribe local government chairmen outside the law. He doesn't have such powers.
But Mr. Ikenga,
some of the instances that have created this crisis.
Okay, but you follow developments then when these gentlemen and women actually announced that they were no longer members of the party that brought them, you know, into power. And so it felt like natural for them to actually, you know, for what happened to happen back then.
Well, they have said so. But having said so, the court, under Justice Bassam, has taken a decision that they have not left their party, that they still remain members of the PDP, by virtue of the fact that those who took them to court did not provide evidence to show that they have actually resigned from their party and left to the other party, the APC. So, assuming without considering that it was true that they have left their party, the governor doesn't have the right to declare their seat vacant by saying that he does not recognize the existence, that they were only existing at his own words.
All right, Mr. Ikenga. So if they are members, okay, if they are members of the PDP, why are you then supporting them? Because obviously, like you mentioned, the court declared them members of the PDP. So why are you, a member, a chieftain of the APC, supporting them to retain their seats?
If you listen to me, I have maintained that my support is for constitutionalism, for the obedience and compliance to the rule of law. I have not said that the House of Assembly members were right or wrong. Neither have I said that those who took them to court were right or wrong. I believe strongly that the law will be straightened at the Superior Court. And by that time, everyone will know where we stand. But for now, let everyone, let every group, the governor inclusive, let them hold on until such a decision is taken so we can go ahead.
So what is the way forward? Yes, you've mentioned about staying put, like everyone maintaining the status quo. But then how should that, you know, be actually addressed?
It's simple. Let everyone continue to look up to the courts and obey laws and order that exist in Rivers State, even though some persons are taking decisions to create some other crisis for their own benefit. So if we continue to respect the rule of law, particularly that order made by the Court of Appeal, by not taking any action that will tamper with the rest or create crisis or lead to the loss of lives and properties, we will get there as soon as the court takes its decision. I want everybody to be involved in peace building, consensus building, pending the determination of the suits before these courts.
All right, I'm talking about maintaining the status quo. We know that those who protested today mentioned that should any other person access, you know, the local government secretariats, then they would have no choice but to do that. So would you really say that these parties have ceased hostilities in the case on ground?
No, they have. They have kept quiet and allowed the court to take that decision until the compromised TUC, NLC, and NOLGE, whose members are members of the illegal caretaker committee, took steps to protesting against police protection of lives and properties at the council secretariats. That's what led to this round of protests and all that. So let everyone stay at bay, keep quiet, watch, and allow the courts to do their job before we can find a way forward.
When you call the caretaker committee illegal, remember that they actually have the backing of the governor. And while there may be fewer members, there is actually that factional house that exists in Rivers State as we speak.
Yes, the governor is not the law. The governor is not the constitution. The governor is not the courts. The governor is holding his position based on the prescriptions of the constitution and must comply with the rules and regulations set up about governance in Rivers State by the same constitution. Therefore, when there is a disagreement between the legislature and the executive, it is the responsibility of the judiciary to adjudicate, as it is presently in Rivers State. The legislature and the executive are in serious disagreement. What happens? So you allow the courts to interpret the constitution properly, so everyone will know what is your role, expected role, and what you should do going forward to maintaining peace and order in the state.
I know you have at different times mentioned that organized labor is compromised in the state, but you realize and remember also that they announced a suspension of the strike. And aside that, there are concerns about the state of the workers who have now been out of work, for some time now. And if that policy of no work, no pay, actually comes into existence, what do you think becomes their fate?
The workers, their challenge is known to everyone. It's not their making that there is crisis. Should they go to a place where there's a breakdown of law and order, they will be killed. So asking them to stay home without endangering their lives is the best thing in the circumstance. And for how long have they been out of job? So let us believe that the Court of Appeal will do justice as quickly as possible by trying to take a decision either way, and everybody will follow. That is the position.
And what if that decision the Court of Appeal makes does not favor your party, the APC? What would be your decision? What would be your next step?
You heard me say the Court of Appeal will take decision either way. And once that decision is taken, any of the groups may take decision to go upstairs finally to the Supreme Court. And then when the Supreme Court takes the final decision, then that's the end of it. Everybody must queue, whichever way the decision is taken.
So you're saying here that whatever the court says is what you and your party will abide by?
We are respecters of law. We do not disobey laws. We comply with laws. We comply with agreements. We comply with decisions made in good judgment, in fairness. After fair hearing, we apply. We support. We cherish it as a party, and we are willing to do so. Once the final decision is taken, either way, we are good to go.
All right, then. Thank you so much for making that, expressing towards your perspectives today. Publicity Secretary, APC Caretaker Committee in Rivers State, Chibike Kinga. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.